It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, comrade? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by our special guest of the night, Daniel Booty Juice Dahl.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
It's going good. I'm excited to be here and, talk about what's going on, look at some art and, BS for a little bit.
Cool deal. Sweet. So, welcome, Zig Comics. I'm waiting.
Jake here. What's up, homie?
Got to slightly late start because I was messing up technologically and forgot to do some promo and this and that. And
hey, it is what it is. The days, things get at you,
all kinds of stuff like that.
Everything, anything.
Yeah. Oh man, so let's actually let's start the other way. Whenever I have a new guest on the show, I like to kind of do a deeper dive.
Sure.
I'd like to get a feel for what your quote unquote origin story is. How did you grow up? What were you into, whether it be comics, toys, action figures, movies, cartoons, and what were the key milestones in your career that led you down this route of being so into comics and being a creator and an artist?
For me, I think my roots go into comics themselves. I liked He-Man the cartoon and other things, but I had an older friend. I was 8-ish, and I had a friend that was a little older than me, and he sort of introduced me, showed me some different comic books. He introduced me to Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe issue 1, and that blew my mind because even though I'd seen R-rated movies, Predator, anything Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
My parents let me watch R-rated movies. We had HBO. It wasn't a big deal, whatever. My dad just wanted a buddy to watch, Lethal Weapon with. And I which is good. And comics had this, from my introduction into comics, is it had a little bit more interest to it. It's, when somebody told me who Snake Eyes was, I was like, wow, this guy gets blown up and now he looks super cool as hell. And despite that, he, has got blowed up. He's, an action hero, and it's very cool. And then Wolverine very shortly after that. So I got introduced to the very coolest comic book characters at the time right away. And that was enough to suck me in, Wolverine, Snake Eyes, Wolverine's got claws that pop out of his hand. That's as cool as you could get. How can you screw that up? Oh, they did. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, you can screw that up. Unfortunately. But yeah, it started off just, I had an older friend that was into comics and he got me into it. They used to draw their own books. Humor books, and I just had an older friend that kind of got me into it, and then I started drawing Ninja Turtles pretty quickly after that, and everyone in class, we're talking kindergarten, first grade, would draw Ninja Turtles, trace them off, but I was a little bit better. I could draw them. I wouldn't trace. I'd look at it and draw it, redraw it, And I got pretty good at that. And I became, the art champion in class right away. So that's really kind of where it started, drawing Ninja Turtles, and then it went from Ninja Turtles into Spawn, and from there, Miller, Frazetta, you know, all the excellent people that are out there, you know, people that really left their mark on comics. So, yeah, you know, I got introduced through G.I. Joe issue 1 was a big deal. Learning about Snake Eyes, that kind of hooked me a bit, and learning about Wolverine, yeah, those two kind of hooked me.
You remember?
I think that's kind of the origin. I was a little bit better at drawing than everybody else my age, so I stuck with it. And then by the time I was maybe 8.5 or something, actually probably close to 9, you know, I saw a drawing that just floored me, and I was like, and then that's when 2 and 2 connected, that people actually do this, and that there's something wonderful passed down from artist to artist. I kind of accepted a gift almost from another artist, you know, where it's like, wow, okay, there's something heavy here. There's something really cool about comic books. And that's what hooked me after that. So I think that probably sums it up. I wasn't bitten by a radioactive pencil.
You were.
Radioactive graphite or something like that, you know.
Radioactive graphite.
Yeah, that would have been way easier. Instead of slowly getting good at drawing like they used to draw in the 90s today, like where does a guy like me go? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, yeah, it took me like damn near 30 years to figure out how to draw like the 90s. I just now figured it out. Yeah. Well, I mean, jealous of all those guys from Extreme Studios. People I've worked with or known over the years too, like, you know, just all those Extreme guys are really cool. So cool to see them joining CG, like Frega, you know.
Oh yeah, seriously. Frega's so cool.
Frega is cool, man. I like how he can really go deep with comic art, and he knows all the ins and outs. And his style is very mature. When you look at it, it's not stylistic at all. It's really just nuts and bolts done right.
All right.
So, yeah, he's an amazing artist.
What freaks me out about artists like him is, you know, you might do a very, very minimal pencil outline at most.
But all the info's there.
He really doesn't even need the pencil. He can literally just go straight to ink.
He can just text a drawing sometimes.
It's like, what the frick?
He is that good, you know.
Yeah. It's like it's like a beam down into his head from space.
Suddenly, he's a direct conduit to the imagination, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a trip. And what I find so fascinating is he likes it's like he knows all the art history, the comics history. He goes back and researches, you know, what influences the artists that he was influenced by were into.
Yeah.
And then goes them out.
I believe in that. It's don't seek to be like the artist, seek what the artist took.
Yeah.
That's the proper way to look at things. That's where I'm at nowadays. I mean, I still look up to different artists, but unlike Frega, like Frega really looks back and he really cherishes all the art he sees, and old art and new art, and all these old artists and stuff. I'm more like nowadays. I mean, things change as you mature, but right now I'm in I don't look up to anybody kind of phase. Not that I think I'm that good or anything at all, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like I don't have any heroes anymore. I'm just gonna try to rock and do my own thing and see what happens. But I wish I could like really admire someone more. but like that's behind me now in some kind of a weird way.
Yeah, so
If we're really talking about the nitty gritty of making art and whatnot, I don't know who I'm looking to at all. I the story or whatever the hell it is that I'm drawing and trying to make that to life without, you know, a second thought about what would Jack Kirby do here, what would Mark Silvestri do here, what would anyone else do here? Just, you know, what needs to be done. That's it. So it's kind of a weird state. I miss looking up to artists.
is it kind of in a sense that you're looking up to yourself?
No, I'm not even looking up to myself. It's weird. I just put the... Sorry, my son's here. I just put the art first and like whatever the hell it is I'm trying to accomplish with this particular page or feeling or whatever. You can only absorb things for so long before you have to just start producing and do it on your own. So it's like, you know, I don't even have time to be influenced.
No time to be influenced. That's interesting.
Yeah, no time to be influenced. It's kind of weird, but I still try to pick up what influence I can. My son's in his little car here, so if he's making noise.
It's all good.
But they're cool. But yeah, you know, I don't know much about you, WyzGyz. How about you? What's your how'd you get in? What's your origin story with comics?
Well,
maybe you said it like 5 or 6 times. I'm not sure, but
I go over it every now and again. But let me catch up on chat real quick.
Sure.
Welcome, Lorenzo Sleestack. Hey, WyzGyz, Daniel and Zaid. Yo.
I gotta follow this a little bit better.
Welcome, Pale Rider. Can we see some Daniel art? I'm not familiar with this stuff. Yep.
Oh, yeah, we'll get in. I think we're about to get into that.
Zaid Comics has tweeted this out for you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Zaid. Zaid is the man.
Yeah, hail, feel the pimp.
Maybe the most talented writer in CG. It's a possibility.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, the guys deliver.
Yeah, I just read The Lost Pages. If you haven't read that, it's a must for anyone out there. Lost Pages is extremely good. A lot to be proud of. Anyone involved in that one. It's great.
I want to be blown up because of Snake Eyes now.
Yeah, what an origin story. Thank you, Zay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. That's not really how you do it. I mean, radioactive spires one way, but get straight up blown up. I wanted to die like Spot, so yeah.
I don't know if you remember, or if you collected the G.I. Joe comics, but I used to collect it for a while, and there was this one issue that focused solely on Snake Eyes, and there was no dialogue in it whatsoever. It was all...
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that issue is amazing. Yeah, I forget who drew it. That wasn't Barry Windsor Smith? What? No.
I can't remember.
Who drew it? I don't remember who drew it, but...
I collected and enjoyed comics, but I was never very good at keeping track of the creator.
You know, actually, I mean, Larry Hama, he wrote all those old books.
Right.
And then he was writing Wolverine when I was a kid just getting into Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a love-hate with Larry Hama because those books were so good, but he totally screwed up Wolverine. He took his Imanium away. And we just had a weak Wolverine for like the longest time. Mikey, are you all right? Oh, my poor son here. He's
Is he wanting to...
crying baby. Mikey, you all right, buddy? Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
He's good. He's good. He just... he got a little whack on the head. He's all right.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
He's okay. He's okay. Sorry about that.
I thought for a minute he was getting jealous that you were streaming and he wasn't.
Maybe subconsciously. You found a reason to cry just at the right moment. Sorry, they're gone. They just, like I said, I'm in the garage here, so I'm in the halfway point between inside and outside.
You said this is your studio, right? The garage?
Yeah, like it's a half-ass studio. I do all my computer stuff in here lately, and anything on paper in on the close to the dining room here. One of these days, there'll be something a little nicer. And I already got plans for this wall here. It's going to be a cityscape. Nobody steal my idea. It's going to be a big cityscape, like a decal.
Okay.
So it's like you're on the Tonight Show or something, right?
Oh, right.
Or on the Late Show, David Letterman style.
All right.
That's a big Letterman fan. Although he went crazy eventually, but
that he did.
Yeah, he did. He looked funny for a long time. I swear to God.
But didn't he go down the route that a lot of late night talk shows?
Yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, like they've got
he did.
a writing crew who writes all their jokes. So they kind of lost their edge. You know, when they were younger, they were really fighting to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, look at Conan O'Brien. Isn't he doing his last show now?
Oh,
his last.
I've lost.
I mean,
I haven't actively watched television for over 10 years.
Yeah, you got me beat by about 5 years. I think back when Letterman was still hosting is maybe the last time I used to watch on any kind of then after that maybe the Vikings here and there. But even now, I don't even follow them because they can't win a damn Super Bowl. I mean, it's... I got friends that are hardcore fans and they follow every Sunday and all this, and I'm like, dude, you guys are wasting your fucking time right now. Right?
Well, I mean, there's some, diehard fans who, regardless of how bad your team is,
dude, and when the Vikings are in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be like I never stopped watching. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there like with everybody else. It doesn't matter. Your loyalty doesn't matter at all.
your friends will be like, "Hey, aren't you the traitor?"
Like, I don't give a shit.
Times were tough.
Like, you don't care either. They're winning the Super Bowl. Who cares? Like, yeah, they finally won. It's been 60 years.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I mean, that's how bad the Vikings are, man. My grandfather died. Never saw him win a bowl. My father died. Never saw him win a bowl. I'm looking at my time. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to see them win a bowl. I'm certainly not going to get my sons interested in this garbage. I mean, let them like some winners. Damn. I'm sorry. I love Minnesota. I love the Vikings as like a brand. It's cool. It's like, I'm Nordic too, so, it's cool. Vikings, right? But dear God, they suck. Every year they suck.
Oh, man.
What can you do, man? You're like Houston, though, right? Or you're Texas somewhere? Or where are you from? Ohio?
Yeah.
I think the Browns have probably won a Super Bowl at some point.
I'm actually not a huge guy into sports.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I used to like football more. I used to like to play football growing up as a kid. Football's a lot of fun to play. But...
I was one of those. Yeah, playing tends to be more exciting than watching.
Yeah, I mean, especially when your team is losing.
Yeah,
constantly. It's not fun to watch. Hi, I'm a huge Vikings fan. You're wasting 6 hours every Sunday. That's just like the worst thing.
But don't you want to follow in your ancestors' footsteps? Wasting 6 hours every year.
My gravestone's gonna say, "Why didn't they win one?"
Sure. Oh,
No, I'm learning my lesson, man. I've seen too many people die without the Vikings win a Super Bowl to care.
hold on a minute. Oh, damn it.
Vikings, make me want to watch. Do it. Make me want to watch it. So, yeah, Twins, at least they won something like World Series. I don't know. I was a kid. Baseball is even more boring to watch. I got friends that are like almost like they're so prideful to be sitting there watching a fucking Twins game for like 8 hours in a day. It's 8 hours long, dude. Don't watch that shit.
Yeah, I was usually this type of person who would.
You know what I did during that game? It's terrible, my time management. Baseball. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at baseball games. Just watch and watch. Watch and watch and watch.
Yeah, I was the kind of person who would usually watch when there were major events like the Super Bowl, the World Series.
Yeah,
things
there
like
you go. Yeah, like I said, if the Vikings get to the Super Bowl, I'm watching every minute. But until they get there, I'm going to take the next 20 years. I'm just going to do what I want for those 20 years.
Let's catch up on jazz here. Zaid's telling Pale Rider, you're going to freak. Dan's art is top notch.
Yeah, Pale Rider, get ready to have your lid blown. Your art lid, buddy.
Sweet, looking forward to seeing it.
Awesome.
Snake Eyes was a cool character. My favorite G.I. Joe action figure when I was a kid. Yeah, same here.
Dude, mine too. Actually, I did replace my Snake Eyes with my new favorite was Flint. I had a Flint figure. Flint. I think it was the hat. It reminded me of the Demolition Man. Stallone and Demolition Man. Flint's got that same cool side hat thing.
Huh.
But yeah, he was my dude. Flint forever. Just Flint, Flint, Flint. I never actually followed the cartoons or comics well enough to know what was going on. I just like the look of Flint. I just thought this is an action hero. I think I would have liked Snake Eyes more, but somebody stole my figure and I lost it or got wrecked. One of them type situations. So, quality of your figure mattered. This guy can't be my favorite. His figure's like he's missing his hands. I don't know, or the thumbs on the GI Joe. They made missing their thumbs. They were like, dude, this guy can't hold a gun. Get him off the field.
Well, that's a good point. You do have a point there.
Yeah, I used to like to swap the heads out on the figures.
Oh, I've heard of people doing that.
Oh man, I would swap body parts. Dude, Flint would be undercover as Cobra. Nobody knew it was him. He'd have a whole mask on and shit. Dude, Flint infiltrated.
That's a trip.
Yeah, dude, Flint was my man. He'd be swinging from the shades. The string on the shades.
Oh my god!
He'd just be swinging from there and like kicking people in the head. It's good times.
I like Flint, but he was never one of my favorites.
There's so many good figures. Who's gonna be your favorite? Is it based on the story?
Well,
or is it based on like the look of the figure? I don't know.
For me, it was usually the look of the figure and how many accessories he had.
Oh yeah. Some of them had a big ass bazooka. Maybe a used I don't.
It was usually between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow though, because they had they had guns and swords.
Like if somebody says my favorite G.I. Joe is Snake Eyes, I'm never gonna argue that point. Just like, yeah, Snake Eyes. I like Flint, but I'm weird, But somebody says Snake Eyes, yeah, go ahead. He is fucking cool as hell. Like I said, he got me into comic books. You know, just that kind of dark, weird story. You know, and then also when I was a kid, Batman '89 came out.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
It says, "Are you high AF right now?"
Yeah. Am I high as fuck right now? No, I'm not.
All right, because if you said yes, I was about to too. If you said yes, I was like, all right, well, it's one of them shows. All right.
I think it'd be. I think it can be argued that I occasionally smoke butt crack, but yeah, I am high on life, as I like.
High on life is butt crack. Will it get you a hangover?
Pale Riders is probably. Commie Mark, welcome, Commie Mark. Oh,
Commie,
booty juice.
the only acceptable communist.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Greetings, comrade.
Yeah, this is Booty Juice. Daniel Dahl now. Because Booty Juice was only going to last so long. I thought I might get a solid year out of Booty Juice. I only made it about 4 months. It's too much upheaval, man. You know, business deals and peoples and things and sayings, and nobody really wants to put Booty Juice on their graphic novel that badly. Comics will come around, but they got to catch up to me, So I got to take a step back.
Who wouldn't?
Daniel Dahl, so fucking boring. It's hard to go from Booty Juice to Daniel Dahl. It's like Daniel Dull, like boring. Like it's dull, but it sounds like dull, like boring. Booty Juice. Whole show is just about somebody's name is Booty Juice now. You know what I'm saying? Like it derails everything. It's really funny. It's been fun to be Booty Juice, just to hear people speak about it. And ruin streams. It's ruined so many streams. It's been fantastic. People just stop talking. All they can talk about is like, Booty Juice and how weird the name is.
Well, I mean, from first-hand experience, when we were chatting in DMs, I was like, so what exactly
does that mean diarrhea?
Yeah.
Like, no, it doesn't mean diarrhea. When diarrhea is like the first thing it means. And I'm running PR on Booty Juice like, no, it's not poop. It's way better than poop.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's not dookie. It's a juice, man. You drink it. It makes your butt big or small, depending on what you want. Here I am selling diarrhea to people.
You get to choose what the juice does. It's pretty flexible. That's you'll make a killing off of that. You red devil bastard.
You guys, it's not dookie. Just buy it and drink it. It's good for you.
Yeah, don't drink the dookie.
Dude, if you can't sell Booty Juice, get the fuck out of here. Sorry. Sorry, I'm cussing. I just went on a rant.
Crush up some Benadryl and a bit of whiskey. That'll great.
Yeah, them whiskey shits are to be avoided.
Welcome, Frog G. Hello. Welcome out. G.I. Joe toys were some of my favorite.
Frog G.
X-Men.
Everywhere.
Gargoyles.
What up, Frog G? So I got like 2 monitors. One is like 2 minutes old, and one is maybe 20 seconds.
What was that? You got 2 monitors going?
Yeah, I'm looking at like the YouTube one, so I'm reacting slow to things. Sorry, I got to look at the right one.
All right.
Anyways, man, thanks, WyzGyz, for having me on. You said Ohio.
Yeah.
So who the heck do you hope? Who's their baseball team? Why can't I think of Ohio's baseball team?
I should know.
I don't think they got one.
I want to say the Buck,
Obviously, they haven't won any
or
World
maybe this.
Series in a while. Have
I
you lived out there a long time, or?
no. What? 6 years? 7 years?
All right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's kind of still fresh.
that's pretty cool. GI Joes, X-Men, Power Rangers, and Gargoyles is what about used to.
Dude,
But
I was G.I. Joe He-Man. I had like every He-Man figure. I don't know. They were really cheap back then. And I got hooked up, man. I had like every He-Man figure, pretty much every He-Man figure.
really,
Yeah, like it's really weird to see like adults collect He-Man and be like, "Oh, I finally got this." I'm like, I'm an adult. I don't collect He-Man. I'm like, dude, I was a kid. I had those. I'm good, you know. But I'm happy for you. You finally got it, 40 years later. Good for you.
well, and now they're re-releasing them, and
Dude, He-Man's cool as hell. Like, as a licensing, it could be cool, but they're going to ruin it immediately. It's going to be garbage from step one. I already hear bad things about Kevin Smith's He-Man cartoon.
yeah, me too.
Thank you, Kevin Smith. I heard
don't-
the problem was he agreed to the very first script. The very first draft he read, he just said, "Oh," as he always does.
right.
This is just fantastic. I cried
Yeah,
when I got to the rest. I cried at the end of the script.
basically, yeah. He falls in love with every single thing he sees.
Yeah, he does. And then he's like, how many like selfies of him in tears are there that exist? It's got 14.
They're
I
probably
cried during Black Panther, you fucking loser. Sorry. To me, it's funny. I guess I'm not a big Kevin Smith fan. I would have been, but I saw his last Jay and Silent Bob movie. Did you see that?
The revamped version of the James
Reboot?
Strike Back?
Oh God, it's terrible.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I guess I assumed it was better than it could
Well,
have.
my whole thing is like he didn't write any jokes into the movie. I was just sitting there waiting to laugh. Like,
Oh, right.
dude, where's the humor? What happened? Like, I don't know. Even when they go, like, there's some scene with like the Ku Klux Klan and marijuana and all this stuff. And even then, it's like, this is a perfect setup for comedy. And then nothing happened. He never actually wrote like something funny in there. It was just, I don't know. Not a fan of Kevin Smith anymore. I liked him back in the day though. Before he started smoking weed, he actually it's kind of weird. It took his creativity away, I think, in some ways, in my opinion.
I haven't watched a lot of his work, but everyone keeps applauding like Mallrats and Clerks.
Yeah, you got to go back that far. I mean, those movies are really good, especially for the time, because you didn't see a lot of that kind of like natural speaking in movies. But nowadays, it's like
it's all over the place.
I think the original Jay and Silent Bob is really funny, but the new one is terrible. It was like they forgot the actual jokes. And that's just how I feel anyway. So I think Smith has lost his way.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I gotta go back and watch some of that older stuff and compare it to what I saw with the reboot.
Reboot. I mean, do you even remember that movie?
Just bits and pieces, and
it's bad, dude. There's nothing to remember. It's like just getting this dumb story told. Sunsworn. Yeah. I think a Deathsworn would be cool. I'm not sure who Sunsworn is, so I can't can't comment.
That's Sunsworn is from, isn't it Simon? Oh wait, hold on, no, that's
Sim?
WyzGyz, right? Didn't WyzGyz do Sunsworn?
I gotta take a better look at that art.
I want to see some
I
Sunsworn.
should know my stuff a little bit better. Sorry on that one, Pale Rider.
I want to see some Sunsworn art from Booty Sweat. I mean, Juice.
Booty Sweat.
Branding.
None of that exists anymore. I hope I never live the name down. I think it'll be funny for all my years to come.
I mean, I think it used to be in all the chat rooms for the longest time, right?
Yeah, I haven't been in the chat rooms lately. I'll watch a video, but I won't say anything lately. I'm busy, man. You know, I got them kids. You seen them crying about I don't know what. You know, they're crying about I don't know all the time. I don't know what they're crying about. You try to figure it out. You know? Especially around when everyone wants to do videos at the end of the night. I'm like, this is bedtime. This is trying to figure out all this stuff. So yeah, I miss some things here and there. Especially a lot lately. And the busier you are drawing, the less you're gonna be able to, comment on people's videos and stuff, and make an appearance on the chats, which I actually love. I mean, the chats are usually funnier. They can be funner than the video. Sorry. I want to make sure that the chats weren't always funner. Sometimes the videos gotta get wild.
Yeah. So do you do your art full time? Are you basically a professional artist doing commission work?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah. I stay up late drawing, sometimes in this here studio in the garage, and I take care of my kids during the day. Just recently, for the last year and a half, but yeah, I pretty much draw full time.
Nice.
So,
do you ever get tired of it? Do you?
Subject matter does play a big role in getting tired of it. I did fan art, which we might get to tonight. I don't know. I did a lot of fan art for a while, and I'm completely dead on fan art. At least the kind of stuff I was doing, drawn, inked, and colored with markers and stuff. And I don't ever want to draw Spider-Man, Wolverine, Spawn, Batman, any of those characters ever again. I'm done. I got completely blown out on commissions for people that's not published. Now I'm more focused on doing the indie thing, helping bring other people's characters to life in a way that maybe they didn't see that they could be, and bringing my own characters to life here eventually. But to draw an amazing Spider-Man drawing in the year 2021 is completely pointless, in my opinion, because there is nothing you can do with that character anymore. It's done. That's just, maybe that's people seeing like the end of my creative, potential. That's fine, but I think I say that and with a certain amount of respect for all the people that have drawn Spider-Man over the years. I mean, what else can you do with the guy?
Right.
They killed it. It's done. I mean, what the hell else can you do with Spider-Man? It's over. So I'm not interested in drawing him anymore or any of those characters. If we flip through, what I sent tonight, then people will get to see, my take on those characters for the last time, essentially.
Yeah, the stuff you're tired of.
Yeah, the stuff I got tired of doing. For those reasons mentioned. It's just Batman is cool, right? But not every version of Batman is cool. There's a lot of really lame versions of Batman.
True.
And there's a lot of fantastic versions of Batman. And it's
Mhm.
like, who the hell is Batman anymore? I don't know. You know, he's been done to death. So I'm not really interested in going back over and doing those guys. You know, the future of comics, I don't think is in that direction. You know, new takes on old favorites. I think it's new favorites, new takes on new favorites. You know,
Gotcha.
funness.
Johnny Cage says, "What do you mean, formerly known as Booty Juice? You're breaking my heart, man."
You can always call me Booty Juice. You see Daniel Dahl, that's synonymous with Booty Juice. That's my homie right there. If you, I like getting called out on something like that.
Pale Rider says, "I had all the D&D figures, Star Wars, He-Man, G.I. Joe, so much. House burned down when I was a kid, and it all went along with comic books and baseball cards.
Yeah.
My dad
See,
was
that guy will. That experience will have you collecting action figures until you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Never having them, kind of a thing.
Right.
You know, that's a different experience right there.
Yeah.
And, you know,
sure.
what I had when I was a kid is you know, I mean, not only did I like to, you know, I like comics, but of course I like video games too. My dad was a big video gamer.
Oh, really?
So we had like 100 Nintendo games, you know, and they all got stolen once.
Damn. That sucks.
Yeah, and but thankfully they were insured. My dad had insurance on them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we would just I'd just, as a kid, receive a box of new video games, like a dozen new Nintendo games at a time. He'd just be ripping them up like, dang. And my whole thing was, I need Contra. You know, somebody stole Contra. Where's Contra? And one day Contra showed up and I was good. I was like, all right, you know, all the boxes now. You know, those boxes meant nothing. I wanted Contra.
Yeah, Contra kicked ass. I love that game.
Contra is an ultimate classic.
It is. It is.
Especially playing games with my dad. We played that one all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because it was a two-player game too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you both, and then they had the cheat code thing. So if you really wanted to see the end, you could get there.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. You know, I think even with the cheat codes, people die out 30 lives before making it to the end.
Yeah, yeah. True that.
But yeah, yeah, my dad was not a fan of cheating at video games, though. So I convinced him to use the 30 lives, and that ended up making us beat the game, which ended up killing the game.
Oh, man. No more challenge.
Yeah, it's no more challenge and no more Contra. After that, it's like, yeah, we used the code, and I guess I got to find a different game to play, kind of thing. Yeah, so he was right. You know, cheating ruins video games.
Yeah.
You know, eventually they had the Game Genie.
Yep.
You know, in the 90s, and nowadays it's what you pay an extra $30 and you get
you get the walkthrough.
You get the walkthrough, like you get the easy mode. I don't know what it is. You know what it is, like.
Or you get you get the magazine like IGN or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, video games have been a big kind of influence on me too. I've always been a video gamer. I'm not so much nowadays, and you do fall out of love with it, but as an artist, I think they're helpful for drawing environments. Because it's like, I've never been to a science lab that was, you know, creating mutants or whatever. But in video games, I've been there, and like I can remember what it looks like in 3 dimensions, having never been there before. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That's something where, you know, it's good to have other influences other than just comic books. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I've been there. I've been to, Vice City. I've seen it, or whatever the game world is. If you're asked to draw, like I said, you're asked to draw something in a comic book, some weird situation, but you've seen it in a video game like a space station. I think the information you gathered from playing a video game and being in that three-dimensional environment is going to be much more helpful than what you learned from an artist that drew it in a comic book, in 2 dimensions in a comic book.
No, that's a cool perspective.
That being said, obviously if you play too much video games, you're never going to learn to draw. So learning to draw is going to be way more important.
Yeah, that's a fact. Pale Rider mentions Kevin Smith lost a creative point with every pound he lost. He should have stayed fat.
Yes, Pale Rider. That's like stay whatever. Yeah, it must have been the fast food or something, like giving him his creativity.
Something.
When he first started smoking, like he used to not smoke weed. When he first started smoking weed, he still did some good movies, I think.
Right.
But like eventually something happened, and dude, that last, that's just me making fun of him because I did not like the last Kevin Smith movie. I saw that
Right.
reboot. God damn
Yeah.
it. Especially compared to the first one. Damn, that movie sucked. It's like, and when you get, so big in Hollywood, no one's going to tell you, don't do it. Like, this sucks. Like, you don't have to do this. Go back and rewrite it or something,
Wasn't their goal also to transition to, the characters' children and to carry on the franchise? I thought that's what they were going for.
There was like a little bit of that. I didn't feel like the intent was to actually have them take it over, though. You know what I'm saying? So, and they were never strong enough to do so.
No.
So it's a little bit like, I don't know, did he just want to tease it? Or I don't think he thought too deep about it. I mean, the movie just sucks. You can't even think deep about it. It's not possible.
Thanks for dropping the links. Sunsworn, Wings of Vengeance.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I feel like I've probably seen some images of it, but I get, some campaigns confused a little bit.
Yeah.
There are so many out there.
There are. It's pretty incredible.
When I see Sunsworn, like in my head, I'm thinking Dragon Rage or something. I don't know why, but just my stupid brain not figuring it out.
Yeah, WyzGyz. You don't know Sunsworn? Educate yourself, son. Lol.
Yeah. True that. Zayd's back. What happened to you?
Inks by
they probably got a beat somewhere, I know.
Inks by Nerium, colors by is it Micah Fusco? Or Micah Fusco? Letters and story by WyzGyz. Yeah.
Now WyzGyz, he is gay, so but there's only one of them. And I heard he's a little more like shade of blue, so more like blue gay.
Welcome back, Zayd Comics. Daniel, talk to Sugar Chris and come on a morning roadshow. You'll have fun.
I follow Sugar Chris. I'd love to come on. Morning.
How about a red dress, Chris? Basically, a bearded cross-dresser in a red dress being chased by a grown man in a Barbie Jeep, a cute Barbie Jeep. Show the art, show the art. I don't collect anything but strippers now.
That's a good line.
Where do you keep
Show the art, show the art.
Dragon Rage. Thanks for dropping the links, Frog G. Yep.
So
Any
if Red Gaze is Chris Rage or what? Who's the Rage? What? The morning show. I'm getting confused a little bit, but my
All
bad.
right. Confusion abounds.
Oh, you're about to show it. Here, can I get one mini break? Let me just handle one small thing really quick. I'm gonna mute for 1 second
All right.
while you bring up the first piece.
Let's see how this works again. I forget how Google Drive works. Let's see how this looks here. Oh, okay. All right. That'll probably do the job. Now, can I? Yeah, all right, cool. I can go back and forth this way. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. Does oh, okay. D. All right. The two arrows are like D's, and it's dull. I was trying to see if it said booty juice. Let's see. Does this look better? No, that's zoomed in a little. Yeah, I think that's a slightly better view. We temporarily have a chair stream going on his end. He's back. If you haven't already, go ahead and sub to Booty Juice's YouTube channel.
How do we like this first image? I missed it.
It's pretty sweet. I was just trying to get used to how Google Drive works. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Not a problem.
Yeah, there's on here I put a lot of sketch covers that I've done. So like this one was done with markers on a comic book. So it's drawn actual comic book size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a sketch covers with markers and all that.
This is all done in markers?
Yeah, it's all done with markers. No computers.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so that's something people need to get, right? Because that's the catch on it. And that's why I did so damn many of these and sold so many damn many of these, is people thought it was printed or they thought I used computers.
Yeah.
But they were actually receiving an actual drawing on a blank comic book cover. So this is, 8.5 by 10 or whatever it's not even that. I forget what the actual dimensions on a comic book are.
Right.
So some lucky son of a bitch actually owns this image on a Venomverse cover. It's meant to look like it's printed, but it's not. It's a photo of a marker marker piece that I did.
That's damn sweet.
Yeah, Wolverine, I liked him back in the day. Now CG.
Yeah.
And let's just say some editors got in charge and they made some decisions that made me not like the character anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll always love Wolverine in some way, but I definitely won't love the people that are handling him.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. This guy is money and they don't even know it. So, yeah, it was one of my more popular drawings I did in like 2020. So, I mean, over these we'll be going back a little bit, but not too far.
Oh, man.
You'll see a lot of Venomized stuff because that's what everyone was asking me to draw at the time. Yeah, my whole thing is I'm really good with markers. And
What kind of markers do you use?
I use the Copic markers.
Ah, damn. You can achieve this with Copics, huh?
Now this is digital, so I don't want anyone to think I did
Oh.
this with Copics. But this one's pretty damn old. But I still like it today. I like some of the ideas I did here with the like the background has got like a graphics chip board superimposed back there.
Is that all hand drawn to the circuit board?
No, that one I imported a photo, so I cheated there. I should have lied.
Yeah.
The other drawings are probably a lot more extraneous, elaborate. But yeah, I grew up liking this cartoon. I mean, I liked a lot of cartoons. I like this one, but art-wise, I think this one, Batman Beyond, holds up really well. You know what I'm saying? Like even today, a lot of those art decisions by, was it Bruce Timm designing all this stuff? I think it was mostly him. He did a fantastic job. I like what they did with Joker, and I added that sort of matrixy effect with the Joker since he is digital or whatever.
Right,
So
I saw it.
it's done pretty far back in the day. I mean, this thing's at least 6 years old or something like that, 6 or 7 years old.
I mean, do you typically do commission art, or have you worked for the big guys like Marvel and DC?
I haven't worked for the big guys. So all of this will be commission stuff mostly. Most all of it. So yeah, I haven't worked for Marvel or DC. They're lost. So.
Yep, damn straight. I mean, legit.
They're more interested in what fluid I've got in my pants.
Yeah.
Which gender type fluid it is. And I'm trying to get someone down here to test it because I don't know.
I
don't even know what fluid I got. Somebody let me know.
Now, I never really followed Batman Beyond.
It's cool because Batman, Batman gets boring after a while.
Uh-huh.
If you follow the character your whole life, I mean, he's stuck as Bruce Wayne, and the story never actually progresses.
Right.
But that's what was cool about Batman Beyond is they took it and said, all right, let's progress the story. And they did a great job doing it. So there is some staying power with Batman Beyond. To me, he's more interesting than Batman and himself.
Well,
but that's just to me because I do like the idea of taking the story further.
Yeah, I mean, that aspect's pretty cool. And with Bruce Wayne being the mentor,
Yeah.
having a mentor role, it's another.
I've seen so many versions of Batman at this point. Who cares? Like, whatever. Yeah.
Now,
I'm not waiting for the latest, coolest version of Batman. We've seen so many cool versions. It's just, truly progress the story or do something, Sorry again.
So you got Batman Beyond, you got the Joker. Are the other characters also part of Batman?
Yeah. One is the chick in the back. She's called Ink.
Ink. All right.
And I think this guy the robot type-ish dude is Shriek or something like that.
Okay.
It's been a while since I drew this, and I haven't seen an episode in a long time. But
and then the skull.
And then some other villains back there. The names, I think one of them is Blight. I think that's the guy with the skull that's lit up.
All right.
And the guy in the far back, I don't remember his name right now. Maybe somebody in the chat would know, but
yeah, that's cool.
Can't remember at the moment. So some older stuff.
Feels going,
This
ooh.
one's a little bit older. But I liked what I did with Batman Beyond. He looks... I even like that I didn't show his chest.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like that the symbol is hidden in some way, in this drawing anyways. And yeah, I don't like when they do like a Batman Beyond version. He's got all these nooks and crannies and all this stuff. I thought that the original drawing was perfect. Of just, the future is seamless. That's kind of the truth of it. It's not fun, but it's seamless. So he's seamless here.
Nice. Zayd says, ooh, hot. I don't know if it was in reference to the Wolverine Venom or this one.
Probably all of them, I'm going to say.
Well, yeah, I think that's
I'm playing.
I think that's fair to say. I think it's fair to say. Wait, what? What fluids in it? What fluids?
Yeah, I don't know. I need a professional.
Yeah, really.
I can't make a tweet if I don't figure out what kind of fluid this is.
Exactly. Wow.
Some kind of gender fluid. I don't know which one.
And these are pencils.
Yeah, pencils on something I did. This is more recent. This is as booty juice. So this is straight up CG and pretty new. For the man called Kemosabe.
Okay.
He's got I think it might still be in demand. This the Company Men.
Oh, the company.
And,
yeah.
yeah, I did this drawing for him. It was fun to bring his characters to life. They'll have their unique attributes and whatnot.
Shit, that's good.
It's cool to kind of bring some of that in and hopefully be fairly accurate to what his characters are, having not actually read the books, but being able to pick up a lot from just what he's posted and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that fire dude has got some cool... He like glows so you can kind of see his ribs through his chest. Yeah. Kind of a thing is actually what's going on there. Hopefully the Colors does a good job of communicating that. And
yeah, holy crap.
It's just supposed to be fun, something to look at. And so yeah, this is something more recent, kind of where I'm at nowadays with the kind of art I'm doing.
Yeah. So on this piece, are you doing pencils and inks?
Yeah, I don't think I put the inks on the drive that I shared, but this I did ink it, and somebody else colored it, and it's all completed by now. It's cool to see the pencils and how it all began. It's one of those things where I know how to pencil, ink, and color, but I really like collaboration. So even though I know what it looks like when it's colored in my head, it's not necessarily what I'm going to get from somebody else.
Right.
Which is sometimes wonderful.
Yeah.
And other times maybe a little bit of a letdown. So it just kind of depends on the image and whatnot.
Man, that's sweet.
Yeah. Just trying to impress people. Damn.
Is this like,
what do you got to do to impress somebody nowadays?
Is this like an homage to? Thanks for dropping the link for the Company Men, Dead, White, and Blue.
Thank you. Good save on that, Froggy. Thank you.
Yeah, metahuman agents fighting for peace. Yeah, that looks like a good one.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. So this was my most popular drawing I've ever done.
Really?
This is it.
Is it an homage to the Rocketeer at all?
There's a touch of that. I can't say that I drew it without the Rocketeer in my head. There's a touch of the Rocketeer in there to make everybody happy. Yeah, it was just something I did when we first moved into this house here, me and my wife now. The very first week I did this, and it ended up being like the most popular thing I've ever drawn.
So
Yeah, it's got some cool retro effects in there that I'd like to dust off and use again sometime. But it's just a style of art that is me, but it's not what I'm doing now.
so this is traditional, right?
This is 100% digital
Whoa, really?
on this one, yeah. So there was no paper at all or anything used, just digital. A lot of nice, yeah, I see zoomed in. It's a lot of nice texture
Yeah.
and things, and it's about taste, and it's about getting just the right amount of texture out of all the different places to draw texture out of, because I want it to be authentically old looking.
Oh shit! How did I get out of that?
And I didn't want it to look too cool, but cool at the same time. So it's like 90% authentic and 10% just try to make it look cool. So it's kind of like a combination of things. I probably spent more time figuring out the filters exactly than I did drawing the whole thing. All that. I really took my time figuring out exactly the amount of texture I wanted from all of the different sources that you pull texture from to make it look like it is actually printed back in the day and somebody found this on the street and scanned it. So I'd like to do that again. I like all of the texture I added to this piece. It is the most popular thing I've drawn. The amount of, like people see this and they think that they like my art, but this is the only thing like this I ever did. So it's not really a good representation of my art. It's something I'd like to get back to at some point, but for now I'm just doing modern looking stuff.
Gotcha. Excuse me.
But yeah, most popular thing I ever drew.
When you do traditional work, what is your favorite medium or media?
I like graphite on paper. It does a lot for me. Just pencil on paper.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I like all the texture that paper has on it. That's probably my favorite, is just pencil on paper.
And when you're working digitally, do you actually use those screen protectors that have that added texture?
Oh, the paper texture. I don't. This was done on a smaller little tablet back in the day that I had. It was like a Samsung 10.5 tablet, something like that. Doesn't really work anymore. And like even this, the resolution was done fairly low because the resolution only got so high back in the day. I mean, we're talking 2015, 2014. So technology wasn't really there, but yeah, I hear about that. They do have a paper texture finish that you can put on your tablet and makes it feel like it's paper. That would probably be something I'd be interested in because I still do things on computer. I got a Wacom right here.
Oh, cool.
But graphite on paper is simple and beautiful, and it cannot be simulated on a computer. It just can't. It's a simulation at the end of the day. I mean, the computer does a lot of wonderful things and I like it, but it can't get that final 5%, and I'm just more of a natural on paper, like just the feel of it.
Right, right. And when you're working digitally,
So this is
what software programs do you like to use?
I I try to stick to Clip Studio Paint. I know that's a cheap one. I know Photoshop really well, but I don't like the pricing and everything on that. Like you gotta do a monthly fee,
It's
and
like,
then you don't even get it all. You know?
isn't it an online only kind of service too?
Yeah, I think it is something like that, where it's like, yeah, I don't like the limitations of Photoshop. That being said, it's pretty kind of unlimited. This
on,
I did pencils on paper, and the rest was digital. I digitally inked it and digitally colored it. A lot of my colors are usually more vibrant than this one, but I do a lot of my colors on with markers, which are just fully saturated for the most part. So when I go to digital on computer, I like to kind of desaturate a little bit, just because I can't do that with markers. And yeah, you got some fun texture there. Thanks for zooming in on the. You got the blood
on the blades.
on the blades.
Shit, man.
So this is like kind of me doing something. I want to do something more cinematic with this piece, like have it look like it came from Blade, a Blade movie, or Vampire Hunter D.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of the idea behind this. I desaturated it and wanted to make it look serious in tone and
Yeah.
theatrical, like a movie. Like, yeah, you're looking at Blade 4 or something. You know, I don't always do that approach. Yeah, I mean, the amount of detail and the coloring on this is probably overboard. You see the ridges in his hands and shit?
Yeah. I mean, it's really impressive stuff.
If you're like, I wish another colorist would do this for me, but when you're coloring your own stuff, and you're pulling no punches, you're really gonna get into the nitty gritty, or you're gonna have hands like this that are worth zooming in for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the ridges in his hands and the gloves and the reflection. There's a lot of texture just here that you zoomed in on.
Yeah.
Which is why you're a good host, because you'll get a lot of info out of me on some stuff. Nobody, the metal reflection's a little bit more reflective than the rubber on his actual glove. It's just these little details that make a piece,
Hell yeah.
extra special to me. Legends of the Dark Cloud, I pulled Zaid Comics is there. He's a big fan of the shadow, which is something I think I also thought about when making this, especially when coming with the fonts. So I also kind of pulled from the fonts. The Legends of is some old timey font. Gosh, I don't remember the name of it, but from the days of the shadow, like 1920s Art Deco type font. And
yeah, it's
Dark Claw. It's actually kind of a Wolverine font.
It was really.
So, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's hardly there. It's hardly there, but it's there. It is like a Wolverine font. Dark Claw, very cool character in my opinion. It's Wolverine meets Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
It should be the best character of all time. If it's not, they messed up.
Yeah, there you go. Zaid says Clip Studio is great. I letter in Clip. That's cool. That's good.
Clip is like the best, especially somebody on the budget.
So here's the question. What do you recommend between the cheaper version, which is like $50, and the deluxe, everything in it, $200 one?
I think I've been surviving off the $50 one. to be honest.
Sweet.
So the one that's extra, I think you might have more models. Like
Yeah.
if you do a lot of figure model type stuff.
And I think the main,
I don't really do that.
The other big thing is it's got an animation component to it. So
Yeah. So
I'm for the
I'm
50.
probably not the best. I think if you're just doing basic comic stuff, you probably get more mileage. You know,
Sweet.
just pay the $50 and see how far that takes you. Should take you most of the way there.
Nice.
In my opinion, anyways. I'm a cheap bastard, so.
Smash the like, ding the bell. Well, I mean, you're doing a hell of a lot of quality stuff.
Yeah, you can, I mean, most of the quality in your art's going to come from your man hours and not your programs you're using. And,
She's got a like a family-sized sub sandwich.
yeah, this was,
Mommy's
so
deep.
I've done some work for Murat Michaels. He does a Hardly Thin. It's a spoof of Harley Quinn. But it's Hardly Thin. She likes to eat a lot of food. And she's got maybe slightly more junk in her trunk, you know, to match all the food. So this was it's an homage cover, which another thing I want to avoid for now on is homages.
Right.
But if I do happen to do them, I'm going to do them as best as I can. And this is the homage cover. I think it's like Detective Comics 1000 or something like that.
Okay.
Julian Han, I don't remember the guy's name. Something like that. No offense to him. But yeah, just this is pen and ink, 11 by 17 on paper. No digital element on this one at all. It's kind of a good example of what I do, on paper.
Is that like a Venom Tigger?
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's Murat Michaels. He does Do You Poo, which is a Winnie Pooh Deadpool crossover thing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's funny after the first 50 covers, but now he's on to like his 500th homage cover of the character. It's just,
oh wow, I Do You Poo.
He may, I love the guy, but he may have been cashing in a little too long on this. I think it's time to hang it up.
Have you done any work for Don Chin, Parody Press?
No, but I'm aware of him. He don't need me. Wow, have you seen some of the ones he got? Wow, the Rob Willis one, and then Rockefort. I just thought Rockefort did a cover for him that just looked awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, Murat Michaels, very great guy. It's a pleasure working with him and his buddy Brian Sharp. That being said, I wasn't CG at the time, so I'm not saying say associations may have changed. I don't know what's going on with him, but
right.
So this probably goes into one of the many sketch covers I did for people. Venom is going to be playing a major role in all this stuff.
Yeah.
Venomize this, Venomize that. This is just kind of what I was getting paid to draw for a couple of years or so. And this was a commission for a Venomized Colossus. Most people probably can tell what it is. Most people probably watching this are a comic book fan and realize what they're looking at right now. So yeah, if Venom crossover with Colossus, it might look something like this. So this is done with markers on a blank comic book piece of paper. So,
and Venomverse was actually a thing, right? Where they venomized all kinds of characters and stuff.
Yeah, and for me, when somebody would commission me to do one, I'd be like, probably doing my own version of that.
Uh-huh.
So like this one is probably my own version of Colossus being venomized.
Yeah.
And I usually try to bring out the best of both characters, like, or like enough of Colossus where he's totally still there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so you know that's a combination of the two.
Did you Zayd says, gotta go guys for my own stream. Great stuff, Dan. Take it easy, Zayd.
Thanks, Dade.
Glad you made it.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Who do you think was hardest for you to venomize out of all the ones you did? Do you imagine
Moon Knight?
Moon Knight? Really?
Moon Knight. I don't know if Moon Knight's on here, but Moon Knight was the hardest for me. I didn't know how much venom to give him. I mean, they are very opposite. One is, black outfit, and one is completely white outfit. Another sketch cover I did just of Venom's head. This one, in my head, I was thinking I wanted to pull as much as I could from John Carpenter, and from John Carpenter's The Thing. It's hardly in there, but it's slightly there, which I contribute to the success of this drawing. Really, it's the twist of his tongue.
Yeah.
His tongue is completely effed up. It's completely twisted multiple times. It's got spikes on the sides, but they just keep twisting. And Venom is looking, I mean, you look at the meat on his face. He's ready to bite you. He's got the strong jaw, and his eyes are kind of squinted, so you know he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And I'm proud of this Venom drawing. Yeah, me and Venom, we could have been something. But man, do they like to do tie-ins? Like, even to read a Venom comic,
all right,
you have to you can't just read Venom. You have to read King in Black, all of those tie-ins, and all the tie-ins. I mean, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, just let somebody go pick up the comic, read it, and be happy. Not, you have to have a understanding of the Marvel Universe in general.
right.
Just to read a Venom comic, like, no, you shouldn't need to know anything about Marvel. You're just learning about Venom. That's just how I view things anyways. And for me as a consumer, like, I don't want to go get attached to a huge monthly tie-in thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Black Panther Venom
I saw that
crossover. And the kick on this one is I gave his foot claws.
Yeah.
So not only is it a Venom Panther crossover, it's also Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Yeah, 300.
At the same time. But in Africa, say there's actually an elephant back by his leg in the back left.
Yeah.
Hard to see. There's an elephant in there somewhere. But that's the fun. That's the fun of it. I did like my line art on this one, how it turned out with the coloring. I'm responsible for all that, but it was the three of us, me, myself, and I, getting together the ink color and draw the damn thing. Everyone did a good job on that round.
I love the tongue. This is a hell of a good piece, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was. For me, it's the foot that sells it, but the rest helps as well. It's my best Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage. That's a book I'm not going to homage anymore. I'm not going to do homages anymore. I'm not doing fan art pretty much, so here goes the homages too. So.
Edge of the Venomverse.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, man. It's going to be a lot of Venom type stuff.
Yeah, that's
Here we
simple.
go again. No, it's Batman 1989
Batman
meets Venom.
logo is now a spider.
Yeah,
Bat-
it got warped to
Bat-
more of a Spider Venom thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I do like how that design turned out on that, and then with the light and little reflections on there, and yeah, even though I hate Marvel and DC now, this one turned out nice.
So your signature these days is the circle with kind of
Yeah, I moved away now. I'll be moving back into that the little double D symbol, and then my name underneath, or my last name underneath it.
it's pretty sweet. It looks like a fast forward button.
Yeah, it's kind of a fast forward button
And then
thing.
with the bottom portion almost looks reminiscent of the eye and image.
Sure. Yeah, it's got that dragged down kind of thick to thin, warped out comic book thing going on.
Yeah.
So
Is it supposed to resemble a microphone, like you're a rapper?
no, but if it helps, yeah.
Now, did you have a logo back in the day of for Booty Juice as well? I've seen Booty Juice.
I think we'll get to one of the Booty Juice drawings, and you'll see it on there. It's got like a couple of drips kind of thing, mysterious dots. Yeah, that's another marker piece. This one I did on a blank piece of comic book board. You know, comic book backer.
Right.
Backer board. So, you know, the fun of this is the glowing tongue and the glow actually hitting the light hitting within the shadow of his chest is probably the biggest pain in the ass of the whole thing.
The biggest
But
pain.
yeah, Anti-Venom. You know, I actually read all of that first appearance. It was a Dan Slott comic. And
Oh, was it really?
I think it was back before he completely sucked. So, and he had a great colorist and John Romita Jr. doing a good job. I do like John Romita Jr., not all of his stuff. Haven't followed him in years because I don't read Marvel, and now I don't read DC either, so you know.
So is this actually the character Anti-Venom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no hijinks from me on this one. This is just straight up what he looks like in a comic.
Because I never really
He's cool. I like his design. He's got like some like on his chin there, you see he's got almost like it looks like
a beard almost.
Yeah, it looks almost like a beard, or it's actually more sharp teeth kind of a thing.
Oh, all right.
You know, hats off to whoever designed it. Might have been John Romita Jr. But yeah, proud of this one still today.
Wow.
But you know, in the future, I just want to stick to maybe pencils or pencil and ink, and get other people involved in coloring and stuff like that. This one, this Batman, I allowed myself a little more Ethan Van Sciver influence. Because I think he really had a very nice looking Batman. EVS, he has a very cool looking Batman. So this was definitely inspired by his Batman a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did have a feel for it.
Yeah, it's something. It's a certain something, hard to put my finger on exactly, but you know, sometimes in my own style, I feel like I hit my style better with certain drawings. I really like the line art on this one, the thick to thin on everything for the
Yeah.
black and white and whatnot. And
Excuse me.
one of my favorite Batman drawings I ever did, even though it's not like a full big thing, it's just his bust.
Right, right. But still,
With some elements, you got the bats. The bats are not skimped out on. You see, you know, I actually drew some bats. So
yeah, you know, I mean, they look realistic and everything.
yeah, they're. Um, so yeah, I like the red light coming in from the side.
Hmm.
Not severely strong, but it's there. And yeah, I enjoy this piece. It's one of my favorite ones I think I did over the years. I did a lot of sketch covers over the years. It pays better than like a page rate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's valid
No.
as far as a way to make money, especially if you know what you're doing with markers. You know, people when they buy this, they get that. And it's one piece of art.
Yeah.
You know, it happens to be on a comic book, but it's a unique drawing to them that they get to keep. So
Is it ever difficult doing a sketch cover whereby the thickness will sometimes vary, and that might affect the curvature of the surface?
yeah, there's sketch covers that are just really bad. There's some that are printed on gloss. So you've got this glossy surface and it doesn't take any of the ink. And that stuff I just tell them I can't, you know, that this isn't one I can do art on. Because Copics with the markers, there needs to be some absorbency on the paper, or you're just not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And I did a piece for somebody. It was a Ninja Turtle thing. IDW published it, and I was going to do it, you know, in marker like I always do, but it just didn't take marker. So I had to break out, you know, colored pencil and work in a way that it's not comfortable to get it done.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it turned out okay, but not like what you can do with markers. There's a real smoothness to markers.
So
Yeah.
when you got commission jobs where you intended on using Copics, but then you came to find out that the surface wasn't conducive to Copics, did they make a decision to change the the cover paper, or did you just adjust your?
Yeah, I'd always work something out with them. It didn't happen much though, because I got good at catching it before it would ever happen. If you like have a sketch cover and you open it and there's print on the back of the paper, that's a bad sign.
Oh, really?
Also, if like Dynamite printed it or IDW or anyone other than Marvel or DC, that's also a bad sign.
Huh.
Usually, because usually the quality goes down, not always. Some covers, like the Spawn ones, have this terrible texture. That's like, you know, I love markers because they're really smooth and they're kind of fairly textureless.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like it's done on computer.
Yeah.
But like there's some Spawn covers out there that are just too much texture and it's just garbage. And yeah, so it is something I tried to get cleared away before I ever would receive somebody's blank cover in the mail to draw on. It's like, is there print on the inside back cover? If there is, just forget it, because it's not going to be able to absorb ink. Because it's already got something on the back. Like the paper can't absorb it. It's already got something absorbed into it. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Wow.
so that's something to avoid for sure. I got a lot of art on here. You can be.
This is Angel, right? Is that
Yep. Here we
or
go. This is another Venomized picture. This is
is the
Archangel.
It's Archangel. All right.
Yeah,
You know, it's either Archangel.
being venomized. So this is more, markers on paper. And I really like the pose.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, honestly, even though I've drawn something years ago, I look at it today and think, why can't I draw that good today? This is something that's like an evergreen for me because I feel like the line work holds up really, really good.
Uh-huh.
And it's something I can look at today and be like, remember to do that, remember to do this. Like, I just like the line widths on this. I like the line. The line work is what I like. Even though the colors are what bring it, times 2 or 3, the colors are really doing a lot for this piece. The line work was actually really good too. So I am able to view my art in a way that's, I try to view it from a distance. And that being said, I do like this one a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that the Venom symbiote is actually taking the blades off of his wings.
Yeah, I saw that.
And in my head, it's throwing those blades as well, most likely. This is funny. Maybe people don't get it when they first look at it, but after I say that, it's Batman 66.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Venomized. It's the Adam West Batman
Oh, yeah.
looking as cool as he possibly can look after being venomized. So
Yeah.
like even his eye design is something kind of, it's weird. It's Venom, but it's not. I don't know. Another one I really like a lot. Like,
I agree.
I guess it's hard to say. It's like some of my old stuff I really like,
Right.
and I'm not sure how I did it. Even looking back retrospectively. So, I mean, I hope to be this good today, even though I did this 3 years ago, probably. Now,
Yeah, I mean,
I think sometimes you take a step back and you take a step forward, or you take a step back.
it's pretty sweet. I mean, as soon as I came to it, I immediately knew it was Adam West Batman.
Yeah, it's Adam West Batman, but it's
Because
done horrifically. It's got the Venom, twitch to it.
yeah, I mean, but you can see the key features, like the front of the or the bottom of the cowl, I guess.
That
Underneath the cape.
yeah, I grew up watching this Batman and being confused as hell because I also saw the '89 Batman. With Tim Burton, it's like it's hard to get any closure between those two varied ideas.
I always just viewed them as products of their time period.
Yeah, that's the only way to really view it. I mean, I say that so many times. Like, art is of its time. It's of its time. You can't judge art from the 1960s by today's filter.
Yeah, I mean, and then you've got the cowl had like the front of it was either black or grayish, and then you had the eyebrows to accentuate the eyes.
It's cool. It worked on its own level,
And I like, behind Venomverse, you've got what looks like one of those action speech bubbles that would have something like pow or zap.
Yep, you're a good observer. That's exactly what I was kind of trying to bring there. There's even some like pointillist type, how do you say it? How they had paper print. It's kind of like there's also a paper print type texture on there a little bit. Just little red dots throughout, It's the little details that make the whole piece kind of work for people and
Mm-hmm.
make somebody happy with, wow, I got this, and they're excited. And
Totally.
yeah, so yeah, a lot of what I shared here on this is going to be, stuff I colored with markers and stuff. The future is like, I'm trying to avoid markers, but I think it'd be great for a campaign. Like, maybe if I do my own book or something, I print some blanks, and then you get your own sketch cover, and it'll be completely original art for you, and
Yeah.
just as an option.
Oh man. Shit.
So yeah, this is fun. I mean, thanks for setting me up. Give me, Black Cat plus Venom symbiote. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna do something really weird with it and fun. I think my thinking behind some of this was like, if she had the Venom symbiote, she would go steal the biggest diamond she could immediately.
Yeah.
So she's got like a big fucking diamond. Because that's probably the first thing she did, is just go steal a nice diamond.
Oh man. Until you found out she was venomized, you'd be all over her. But
yeah.
And then once you found out she was venomized, then it's like,
once you saw the tongue,
yeah,
hey, you'd show up for that.
then you start debating to yourself, do I or don't I? And then you have you still feel, well, maybe it's worth taking the chance. Let's do it anyway. You only live.
Yeah, it's I know what you're saying. Like, she's kind of a monster, but it might be a benefit.
Hey, Frog D needs to hop off to work later on. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Frog.
And thanks for dropping the links earlier. Awesome. Man, jeez. This is
hop off. That's funny.
Yeah. It's all about the puns.
Yeah, other than that part, it's her hair. Like, I like her with some curly-ish type hair.
No, me too.
A little bit of bounce to it.
It's
a Batman Deadpool crossover. I think I went with the red eyes on black, because if I did black eyes on red, it'd be too immediately Deadpool.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a little bit more Batman to it.
Yeah.
And his grin kind of shows, yeah, we're Deadpool.
Yeah.
Bad teeth. Kind of glazed over eyes. It's all those little details, like those things you come up with. Damn, sometimes I look at my old artwork, I'm like, shit, why don't I draw that good anymore? Some of these inks, like these textures, I guess I gotta go back to that a little bit. Sometimes they're just a little bit more free. I don't know what the fuck it is.
What kind of hits?
I hate to be digressing. I hope I'm not digressing. This is good. If I were to draw this today, I don't think I'd do as good of a job.
Well,
I don't know where this came from. I like this. Good job, me. Good job, old me.
Oh man.
See, it's hell being an artist. Damn, you're fighting it with your own damn self.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna.
I like the old me.
Well, you're gonna do a reboot of yourself.
Yeah, like, what the hell was I? I think I was sober for this. Am I crazy? I'm kidding.
But even if you did a reboot of yourself, of course, Kevin Smith would raving about.
Yeah, you're right. You got Yes, man, like Mr. Kevin Smith saying everything's great. Dude, I love those crying, like when he shows himself crying to something that some WB show. I just saw the final episode of Supergirl and I'm crying my eyes out.
Oh man,
Dude.
seriously. I didn't survive Supergirl. I so badly wanted to enjoy it because I thought the actress was likable and the costume looked pretty cool. But I only watched like 1.5 seasons, and then I was out.
Yeah. Dude, like I remember at the time I wanted to like something like that, you know. The new Superman show, maybe I would watch that. But I don't know. They're just always screwing it up so quickly.
Yeah, saw that woke garbage.
Yeah, here we go. More me with markers on a sketch cover.
Freaking
I did this kind of thing for a while, then people just forgot about me while COVID happened. I disappeared.
Well, really?
And it's partially my fault because I got tired of doing it too. Like, you can do this all day long, but you're only going to make so much money, like, no matter how good it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, did you get to a point at which you were upping your commission rate?
Yeah, and even then, it's like, I don't really want to do it.
Right. Yeah, you got to have the passion for it.
It is fan art at the end of the day. I don't like doing fan art. I want to do official, published, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Marvel and DC never saw this or cared, or even if they did, you know, they don't have to publish it. They don't have to do anything. It's
right.
I want something that's a little more substantial seen, even though I put this against whatever the hell they produced.
Uh-huh.
So here we go, another Venomized thing. Crowd pleaser, you got the man who laughs, the Batman who laughs, which was huge for about 2 years. Now is completely dead. Because what, that Dark Knight's Metal 2 sucked. I mean, it sucked. I don't know. Does anyone have a different opinion other than it sucked? I don't think so.
I don't know. I never followed it. I never quite understood what the deal was with the Batman Who Laughs. I'd have to either read up on it or, well, I'd have to read up on it basically.
So this sketch cover I did, and I think somebody stole it.
What?
I never remembered selling it, and then it was just gone. I'm like, what
Oh, man.
fuck? So I think somebody has this, and they never bought it. This is done with markers again on a small piece of paper.
Really?
So, yeah, on actual comic book, that size.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's really small, and it takes something to get that in there. It ended up kind of screwing me up doing all this stuff because now I draw really small when I'm drawing on an 11 by 17. And that's creating different problems.
Right.
You can draw too small where, an inker might think that you drew a digital and you're cheating or whatever.
Right.
They don't want to ink your stuff because they think you're drawing it all digitally just to troll them. Something like that.
Welcome, Nefarious. Hail.
What's up?
What's up, Dahl? What's it like being named after a gun?
After a gun?
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Just a classic Spider-Man done decent, right? In marker. I did this in Houston, in the hotel, and sold it at the convention the next morning. And when you're asked to draw some character people have seen a million times, you want to bring anything you can to it that brings attention back to you. You know,
Right.
so you want the best, coolest version of Spider-Man you ever seen.
Right.
And I deduced that this was my best version, even though I think maybe if I draw Spider-Man today, he might look a little more Ditko-esque. But this is more like me trying to draw like a classic Spider-Man.
Right.
In my style, you know, lean, mean.
Yeah.
Just at Spider-Man's peak. Spider-Man at Spider-Man's peak, you know.
Out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing, what do you typically ask for commission covers at a convention? If you don't want to share it, that's perfectly fine too.
No, that's fine. You know, it's
History
getting closer to $300 depending on what you want.
Do you
That's just a general.
Do you factor in how long it'll take you to make it, and what materials you use?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to stick to the same material, so I try to factor it according to, you know, what I do, and basically how much of the figure you want to see. Do you want to see background elements or not? Is there more than one character? Yeah, how much of the character do you want to see? Do you want just a headshot? Do you want a bust? Do you want background? So it's kind of the amount of content. So in a general, if you want something cool that's done on a full page, it used to be 300. It's probably more than that now, considering I don't ever want to do them again.
Oh, right.
So it takes more money to convince me now. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think I think I would like to do more Copic marker stuff and stuff like that, but have it be part of my own campaign, you know, like.
Right. That makes sense.
You know, that's probably the only way anyone's going to get more Copic out of me. I mean, I got the markers, but it's not hardly worth it to draw this good. It's not worth it.
On this piece, did you do the colors as well?
Yep, this is done with markers. So I before I show the pencils, and then this is the finish after the ink and the marker on a piece of paper. So this is, even looking at it now, I think I must be out of my mind to put that much detail into it, because it looks like I drew it on 11 by 17 and shrunk down, but I never did. It's all actual paper size.
Jeez, yeah.
So it's,
man,
it's fucking crazy. What was I doing? I look at this, I think, don't put so much into it. Bring it back in.
This has got to be
something, you know, when somebody sees something, I want them to remember it forever, if possible.
Yeah.
You know, more marker art. I guess this doesn't need any explanation. I like this movie a lot. I was a big fan of this movie. I thought it was good. I know it's not the Joker version of the character people want to see, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think it was that far from the comic book, in my opinion. From what we've seen, the origins of Joker are.
Right.
I don't know. But one thing, the scene with him killing the guy in his apartment, that was one of the best scenes in any comic book movie I've seen, in my opinion. That was so Joker to me. I love that scene a lot. So one of my favorite scenes all time in any of these comic book movies, for sure. And I like that movie quite a bit. I did. I thought it was one of the best movies I'd seen in a long time. But I don't see a lot of movies nowadays.
It had a lot of great reviews. People loved it. And it did really well in the box office. I I still have to watch it. I just haven't gotten to it. But
We got
I've heard so
more
many
Venomized stuff.
I've heard so many good things about it that I'm sure it's got to be good. And yeah, Dark Knight 3, The Master.
Yeah, more sketch covers I've done for people over the last couple of years or so.
So, oh, were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, I know you probably have someone else you need to get on here. Are we getting into your next show?
Well, it's been pushed to 9:30, so we got a little more time.
Okay, cool.
So the what was I gonna say? So Dark Knight came out, and then you had that trilogy, right, where Batman fights Superman, because I think in the end he thought that Superman was just like a ticking time bomb, and he had too much power, and he might be turned to evil one day. And he was too revered, almost like a god. But have they since released other Dark Knight books? Is 3, The Master Race, part of like a continuation?
Dude, I never read 3. I read 1 and 2.
Okay.
But I didn't read 3 because it wasn't really a Miller book. It was written by Azzarello.
Huh.
I mean, in some way. So I was like, he's not drawing it. He's not really writing it.
Okay.
I don't really need to buy it because I like Frank Miller.
Right. Yeah.
I love Frank Miller. He's probably one of the biggest influences on me. Why I like comics. Why I got into comics. And to know that he's not actually drawing it or writing it really even. Yeah. I was like, is this really a Dark Knight book at this point? Lynn Varley obviously isn't involved. He got divorced. Hey, dude, I hate to say, can I get 1 second? I'll be right back.
All right.
Mute it for a quick second.
And just hanging, waiting for him to come back. But you know what? Let's check out some more work. Shit, man. Such good stuff. That looks like something that might go into Magic Shop.
Sorry about that. Hello?
No worries. You're good.
So we're actually at some Booty Juice real stuff. I'm going to miss being called Booty Juice. I really am.
Well, I mean...
But it's time. It's time to move on. I got to be boring as Dan Dahl once again. But Booty Juice drew this. And
maybe you can be Booty Doll. Booty Juice Doll. So you got the juice coming out of the gun.
So yeah, you gotta zoom in on this. I see you see these dots? That's kind of the juice falling out. These are like a butt. I don't think everybody else noticed this. I have to point it out. The O's are like a butt, and then you got juice falling out of the butt. It's funny.
I did not catch that, but it's freaking hilarious.
It's why, like, there's more than one dot. You know, you got the eye dot, but dots below the eye.
Is this supposed to be is this supposed to be kind of like inspired by Magic Cop?
It is Magic Cop. You know, Phil, who had to be somewhere, he commissioned me to do this. It's a card, sketch card. So there's a dime in the bottom right. That's a dime to show you the scale.
Okay, all right.
So I drew this teeny tiny on a sketch card and try to put everything into it just to make it the coolest sketch card you ever saw in your life.
It's
basically the idea.
So it's the size of a trading card, right? 2.5.
Yeah, it's the size of a trading card, but it's actual art. Whoever got this, you know, you can stop collecting. You can just look at this for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I would imagine it must have already sold. Oh,
yeah, it sold immediately. It
did it again. Shoot.
It's gone, long gone. I told him I shouldn't have gave it to him. I should have just kept it. Because I like Magic Cop too. Let me keep this. But
oh yeah, nice.
So yeah, you know, I showed a lot of Marvel. I don't know, just stuff I've been doing. You know, you do what you get paid to do, too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do awesome sequential work, but I'm not willing to do it for $0.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when somebody wants to pay me some money, then yeah, they're gonna get really good sequential work out of me. So, you know, that's where the future will, you know, that's where the future will lie for me, is people seeing me do sequentials and me doing them as well as I can possibly do. And so yeah, this is another sketch card. What a cool character. 80s aesthetic to me is home.
Yeah.
And I can roll in that realm.
I like the
forever.
I like the saliva.
Yeah. You got to zoom in and catch some of that. I like the lighting on the eye of his sword. There's light bouncing off of that eye.
That's cool.
The tiger eye. That light bounces off, and then the shimmer on the sword. There's just a little bit of that 80s.
Yeah.
It's almost like a.
That's freaking
spray paint type look. Airbrush, but it's not airbrush. It's you know, Copic markers.
Shit.
But it's got the airbrush type feel there for a moment in his sword.
What an awesome job on the hair, man.
God, and you know, I know that this character, his hair was inspired by Steven Seagal movies, and dude, Steven Seagal. What's that movie? Out for Justice? Is that the one where he's got he fights at a pool table and he just wraps the ball? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
He wraps like a cue ball in like a handkerchief type, or like a heavy duty towel like a restaurant would have, and he just beats everybody. It's such a good movie, man. A fantastic scene too. He just beats the hell out of everybody with this cue ball wrapped up in a, you know, sturdy kitchen towel. It's so good, because I used to be a cook too.
Oh, really?
And you know, yeah, Steven Seagal, what is it? Under Siege, he's a cook. It's like, oh yeah, I always like that aspect of his characters. They're very kind of an everyman. They're like a cook or whatever, you know.
Yeah, he was in
beat the hell out of everybody.
All in the Submarine, right?
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones, those are great movies.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was pre-Jacqueline, that Joker piece. That still kind of looks Jacqueline-esque. And I don't want to slow you down too much. And we got Moon Knight versus Batman. Colored by Brian Mignon. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's done a bunch of stuff in CG. Apparently, so you got the Moon Knight and the hard to catch, but the Moon Copter plus the what is it?
Batwing.
What the fuck is Batwing colliding in the background?
Oh, okay. I was trying to make out what was
It's
going
hard to tell what the hell's going on, I guess, but
Yeah,
maybe
now
that's my bad.
now I can see
That's supposed to be what's going on. I blame the colors. Come on, give me a little more light on the. I'm kidding. Make sure they know what's going on back there. When really it's probably my fault, but he did a good job.
Yeah.
So them getting in a fight, which is like, who wants to see Batman win yet again? Can we just let the other guy win to make it interesting? I won't go there, but Batman can't beat Superman. Superman always wins, all right? Superman's just...
I agree with you there.
You're not being honest with the characters. Superman wins all of those fights. Just enough.
Holy shit. This is cool.
Yeah, another sketch cover. This one's only pencils, so...
Man, I love Rogue. Especially this version.
Yeah, I gave her the old hair.
Yeah, the old hair, the short jacket.
Yeah.
The uniform with the lines down the front and the tall boots. Yeah.
Yeah, X-Men have been smart to never change since the 90s. Just stay. Just don't ever change.
Oh, man. I love this version of Rogue. That's my favorite era, I guess you might say.
Yeah. I like that outfit best for her.
Wait, is that X-23 or is it Harley Quinn? Hold on.
It's a combination. It's hardly thin with an X-23 slant.
Okay. Wow.
So this is an homage cover to what the hell? What is? I think Del Otto. No, not Del Otto. Fuck. What's the name of the other guy?
Wow.
Sorry.
And
so,
then,
like in the background, you've got. It's not really Wolverine. His legs are shorter. He's Murat Michael's version of Wolverine. It's. Dear God, I'm sorry. I'm blanking on the names of these characters.
is that?
It's not quite Wolverine. It's like Wolverine meets the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, okay.
So he's hairier and stuff like that.
I was thinking almost Weapon X, but
Weapon X meets meets like Tasmanian Devil. So his legs are short.
Right.
He's got like scrunched up legs and stuff. And geez, I did a good job. I sometimes I look at my old art, I think, how can I get back there again? Where did I go wrong?
I was trying to figure out what was your mindset. Where was your headspace? What were you like, or maybe even what was your environment in? I mean, was it while you were still single or while you were married?
No, I was still married. I think in one of my golden ages, I was just a new dad.
Yeah.
You know, I think that kids, you know, if you have any kids, if you ever have any kids, whatever, I think they play with things in a way that's bigger than you could ever like consciously know. And something with me and my art is I rely 80%, I want to say, on my subconscious or more.
Wow.
So like I'm not actually driving the ship hardly ever.
Nice.
It's subconscious. It's because I think I realized at some point in my life that I'm not consciously as smart as I am subconsciously smart. Does that make any sense? Do you know what I'm saying, man?
I think so.
It's like I know things, but I don't know that I know things. I'm intuitive, but I'm not necessarily, I don't know,
Oh,
deductive.
this is Siamese, right?
Yeah, I hope this don't get you booted or anything. But yeah, Siamese, Dojo Kun. I
Yeah.
haven't really seen him use this to promote, which Dojo, if you're watching, if
I've
you want to get your numbers up,
I had Dojo Kun on, and we saw that image. That's
Oh, really?
I
Cool.
I recognize it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think he's going to have it colored in the book. I'd love to see what it looks like colored. I haven't seen it yet. So,
Nice. Oh man, I love
so
that.
this is me doing digital colors where I'm sort of able to not saturate so much if I don't want to. And yeah, I just try to make it look as cool as I can. It could have just been a Skeletor image pretty much, but I got this Beast Man stuff in there.
Yeah, that's wicked cool, man.
Yeah, drawn, inked, and colored by me. I wish I could draw, ink, and color all my stuff, but I think it's better to have other people involved in that process if they're good and see what they do with it. I really like that a lot. So
Nice.
yeah, it's the Embrace, another booty juice piece. So I just that just recently.
I was trying to figure out because it did. I almost said embrace, but then I didn't see additional hands. But now I see them down below.
Yeah, so we got the pencil version and the ink version of that.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
it's I'm proud with it. I was going to color it as well, but I was short on time, so it's just like I can get somebody else in here to color it. It looks really cool colored.
Oh my gosh, Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh yeah, yep. I love Usagi Yojimbo. This one was done complete with markers, and it took forever, and I still own it. It's on by like a 9x12 piece of paper. I'll probably never get to sell it, but I don't mind owning it. It's really cool.
Well, you can always, go on one of these CG auctions, like if you ever wanted to sell any of your work.
Yeah, I'm somebody I like to sell my stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I prefer to die with an empty closet.
your stuff will go gangbusters, man. It's hella
Yeah, marker stuff goes well too, and
cool. I never thought to combine Venom with Dragon Ball.
me neither. You get asked to do some crazy stuff,
What a trip.
If I'm drawing Dragon Ball, I'm not gonna draw it like Dragon Ball's drawn.
Right.
So I tried to make it like an Americanized comic book Asian man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was fair. To me, that's how it should be done, and not.
I mean, I think that's really good what you did.
Instead of me trying to do the name of the artist, so I can't remember right now, who did Dragon Ball. Why should I be drawing like him, like everybody draws Dragon Ball? You're just, let me drag Goku into my realm and make him look, maybe some slight Jackie Chan type features, or just an Asian dude, just cool,
Absolutely.
and beyond. Yeah.
Man, freaking A.
That Spawn Venom combo, because I had to combine everything with Venom. Hey, it's how I made my money in 1990, or not 1990. I mean 20 2019, 2018. This is how you made your money to live for the next. Yeah, you know, I look back and I'm pretty proud with a lot of this stuff.
Well, you know
I
what?
gave him a glowing tongue,
Mhm.
which makes sense to me if you're combining Venom with Spawn. I was the first to do that, so when you see other artists do that, know that they stole from me,
Ah,
that I'm the guy that did the glowing green tongue for Venom Spawn. That's my thing.
man,
So
that's wicked cool. Oh
yeah,
shit.
and then you get, you know, these light features, the green light hitting his cape, and
Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh man.
people are they're getting everything I got. You know,
Oh yeah.
well, I think people that commissioned me, they were happy enough. It all worked out good.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, you know, I think we've come to the conclusion where, in order to get back to that former self, you need to have more babies. So it's time to, you know, get back into gear.
Yeah, I'll go work on the next inspiration, I guess.
Yeah, have some more kids. There you go. Then you'll be set. So get back into your groove and everything, and booty juice
Yes,
will
sir.
get back.
Get some booty juice out here and get it working again.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, it's been an honor.
It was a lot of fun. You know, just hit me up anytime.
Hell yeah.
It's a blast going through all this stuff with you and getting to know you a bit.
Oh, yeah, likewise, man. We got you one more sub.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll take it for
all right. We're moving on up.
one of these days.
We
I'll
are,
use that channel eventually here. You know, some art, me drawing and stuff like that. Should be cool.
yeah, for sure. My gosh. Yeah, crap. I got to,
I know you got the next thing, man.
well, I was going to say I got to save up some, my reserves or save up some money so I can hopefully commission you for some work.
Yeah, man. Hit me up.
Holy crap. Your work is good.
Thank you.
Thoroughly
Okay.
impressed. Thoroughly impressed.
Dude, thanks for having me on, man. It was a blast.
Oh, I had a lot of fun too. I wanted to give you the floor here, and I wanted to ask that you share with the world how you can be found on social media.
Sure. You know, if you Google my name, you might be able to find some of my art and get a link that way. If not, I think he's got a link to Booty Juice on Twitter, which is probably my preferred way to communicate right now through social media. Booty Juice is also on Instagram, but Daniel Dahl is also on Instagram. So follow either one and you're going to be happy. And I don't know. Thank you for having me on. Thank everybody for watching. And I hope to show you guys the very coolest in comic book art in the future. It's, you know, we're going to break down walls if we can, you know, and make just the very best stuff possible. Stuff that we couldn't even imagine. Just the best.
Hell
You
yeah.
know?
Looking forward to that.
Let's bring it into the next century. Let's fire this up. And, you know, no more lame, weak Captain America with a trash can lid stuff. You know? Let's get cool stuff. Stuff that you need to jump out of your seat and go buy and just watch. It's going to be fun, not dumb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Dude,
thank you, WyzGyz. Anytime, homie. Just hit me up.
Daniel looks like he's been on stream for days. Very cool.
Yeah, you know, I look down pretty quick.
Well, this
Thanks
is
again, wise guys. Hey, you need me for anything, whatever. I'll drop in and
awesome.
say
This
hello.
I think WyzGyz is sucking the youth like the vulture. WyzGyz looks younger. This is my gift to you to help you build your endurance for.
Yeah, you got to be old and wise if you want to draw well, not young and full of life.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, as usual, you can all find me by looking at the stream descriptions for all my social media. Like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications. Hopefully, YouTube will notify you. Hopefully. Thanks to everyone in chat. You guys are freaking awesome. And thanks to
Thank you,
everyone
guys.
who watches this on replay. Thanks especially to the one and only amazing superstar artist, Daniel the Booty Juice Dahl.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
I had a blast, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Anytime, man.
All right. Let's call it. Y'all have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye.
Peace out.
Final guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube sensation. WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.